Women Innovators. Interviews with women with big messages and big missions, sharing their stories to inspire you to live your passion and step up to make the world a better place. Here's your host, Tammy Patzer.
Hi, this is Tammy Patzer, and I'm really excited to introduce today's guest, Audrye S. Arbe. Audrye is a clairvoyant, wellness consultant, mystic intuitive, artist, healer, author, mom, and Grammy. She counsels thousands of people worldwide, born to make a difference. Audrye knows it all starts at home. This, plus Source Impulse, Audrye to write The Mother's Manual, a spiritual and practical guide to child rearing and motherhood, hailed as a masterpiece. It's now available on Kindle and soon to be available in PDF. What If You Are and Life Is Miraculous is an ABC affirmation art coloring book that's printed on 100% post-consumer recycled paper, and it's now ready. It's great for anyone 5 years young and beyond, and this book will transform and uplift your vibration. It's intriguing and it piques the intellect with outstanding words, plus leads to brain enhancement with its multi-perspective. Listen to this. Audrye also has forthcoming books, including Them, Bigger, Vitality, Vegan, and Raising Race Consciousness, Healing Racism, Sexism, and Other Isms. Audrey's also an artist, and she has Audrye Om Art that opens the heart. This is what Audrye has said about coloring. It's the new meditation hailed by psychologists as a way to uplift depression, help those in recovery, and this book in particular brings forth gales of laughter. It's ideal for children, adolescents, teens, and adults will love this book. Audrye is a born New Yorker who now makes her home in South Florida. She adores music, drums, raw veganism. I actually said that right. Yeah. Spirituality, transformation, dancing under the stars, and sharing with others. You can check out audrynow.com, AUDRYENOW.com to learn more and participate with Audrye in seminars, classes, groups, and in private sessions. Welcome, Audrye.
Thank you so much. That sounds so awesome. Thank you. Amazing intro.
You really, let's just say that you are a fount of information, because it's like, oh my goodness, the books that you've written and the books that you're bringing to us in the near future are just amazing. So let's go ahead and start with an overview. Let me know more about who you help.
Okay, so my private clients, in terms of as a clairvoyant, metaphysician, I'm an energy healer. Most people have heard of Reiki. I'm Reiki master, although I'm a natural born channel. And yes, I'm born this way, and I also have studied. It's a continual process. The people that choose to grow and evolve, whoever they may be, are my clients. And when the younger one comes, the younger ones in their 20s, I have to say I call them zygotes. And it's a great deal of love, and it's a thrill to me. It's a real pleasure to see a bunch of people in their 20s already interested in their growth and development. Because with the sessions that I do when I'm a channel, so I don't know what I'm going to say until I'm in the session and it's given to me to say to the client, and they start to shift. It's such a pleasure, honestly, to be able to support them, let's say circumventing a whole bunch of junk, because they'll get clear that they don't have to go there and can create their life in a new way. In terms of the art is such fun, I have to tell you. They start with an om, and then I go from there. And I meditate before I do any of this stuff. And the art is usually brilliant color, abstract, and can be looked at in any direction. And it literally helps create shifts in the people who look upon it or the space in which it is, and every piece can be turned in any direction. The books, oh gosh, the books. So I'm a natural born writer, and I'm finally really bringing the stuff out, and it's pouring out of me, is designed to create shifts and transformation in people. And because, let's just say I can have a wild sense of humor, that's already built in. And the Mother's Manual has at least 24 full-color pictures in it, so people get the art with the book. And What If, that's a coloring book. So it's got from A to Z pictures that anyone can color, from the kids who adore to seniors. Seniors are buying the book for themselves, and teens. The book, Vim Vigor Vitality Vegan, not a coloring book, but it does have some really cool pictures of food, including raw vegan pie, and Raising Race Consciousness, which I am eager to get out very soon. That'll have one piece of art in it that it'll be a black and white piece. So if people want to color it or they just want to look at it, if they want, it'll be there for them to do whatever they want with it. So my books are what soul, spirit, source, whatever word we want to use, prompts me to write. They come right out of my heart and soul, and they are generally about something that is needed on this planet and that will appeal to people so that they can actually have a full, healthy life, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, and, yes, financially.
So let me ask you, I want to go a little bit deeper with some of your books, and the one that's maybe a little bit lighter would be the coloring book, the What If You Are and Life Is Miraculous. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about that. And you do say that right now coloring books are really, really hot, but you actually talked about how coloring is the new meditation. If you want to go a little bit deeper on that, and then I really want to ask you more about raising race consciousness, healing racism, sexism, and other isms, because right now the world really needs this book. So start with the lighter side with the coloring book, and we'll go into some heavier stuff, okay?
Sure. Okay, so it was a psychologist who said that. When I wrote the book, I had no idea this was some kind of hot ticket, that I just knew it needed to be out. I'm born under the sun sign of Cancer. We are natural moms and nurturers. I mean, it's just, I'm born that way. So my first book was for the mothers, and it could be for the fathers, the Mother's Manual. Okay, and that book, by the way, comes with a guarantee. Read the whole book and do at least 2 of the exercises, and I guarantee that the reader will grow. Then I thought, well, we need something for the kids. So I came up with this because I had a slew of these adorable, funny little black and white pictures that I had made some years ago, laughing, going, who in the world made these? Well, I did. Well, source coming through me did that. And I thought everyone needs to know how to speak. So I put together this book. I'll read you, for instance, some of the A words. We'll start with an A because it's an A. And actually, let me just start with like the first page of the book. And that has brilliant color in it. What if you are made of love and starlight, possibility and miracle, impossibility and divinity, energy and matter? What if you can be whatever your heart chooses, whatever you can image, sense, intuit, create, build, team, collaborate, know, and believe. And it goes on. Then we can come to the A words, and My graphic designer, Yvette Wasserman, did an amazing job. I did the art, I did the words, she did the ABCs and the design of the book. So the A is called Astronomically Always, and then here we go. So what if you are absolutely adorable, audacious, able, ancient, polite, astounding, atrocious, assertive, actualized, astronomical, and amazing. So when I've done this with kids at events, and I look at them and they go, "Are you adorable?" And they go, "Ah." And then I go, "Of course you are. Are you amazing?" And their eyes get big, and I go, "But you are totally amazing." I haven't called it atrocious. We have to have some playful words because I don't know them that way, so they can take it incorrectly. But if we don't actually embrace all of who we are, then we can't shift anything. And there's even a time and place now and then to be a little bit atrocious. And the art is funny. The art's really cute. So the kids look at it and love it, and some of them don't even want to color it. And then they get the zeal to color, and they come up with these gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous renderings. At some point, I'll do something with that. I'll do some kind of contest, but that's down the line. And the reason it's printed on 100% post-consumer recycled paper is I learned that according to greenpressinitiative.org, about 30 million trees are used to make books sold in the United States every year. Many of that is sourced from endangered forests. This equals 1,153 times the number of trees in New York Central Park. That's a lot of trees. Deforestation accounts for 25% of human-caused CO2 emissions, which contributes to global warming. And virgin paper accounts for nearly 40% of the waste stream. I couldn't be part of that. I can't. That's why my books are either on Kindle, now they're going to be PDFs, because it's easier for me to get out to people. And when I'm in whatever position I need to be to print them all, then I will. But I won't print on anything less than 100% post-consumer recycled paper, because I truly do love this planet. And I have to be, for me to be able to live with myself, part of making the solutions rather than any kind of problem.
Wow, that's really good information that you just provided about how many virgin trees are used up in just printing of books. I didn't know any of that, and that's really logical, and it does make a very good reason for getting books in a digital format, because of course then you can save them and read them on your phone, on your computer, on your tablet, and you're not using any paper at all at that point. So tell me more about raising race consciousness, healing racism, sexism, and other isms. How did this particular book come up for you to write it, and why do you think it's so important to come out now?
I actually started this book some bazillion years ago, it feels like. I come from New York, and I was going to do a seminar called Raising Race Consciousness. So I took a look around, and I thought, we need this. And at the time, I was really focusing on what we call race, the colorations of our skins and our look. And here I am gallivanting around the city, and a lot of people are saying, well, we don't need that, we don't need that. And I'm looking at them. Remember, I'm a psychic. It's really silly to say things to me that don't make sense because I'm going to see something different. Anyway, and then they said, oh, that couple might need it because it might have been a quote-unquote mixed-race couple. But I did do the seminar. And then I kind of tabled all that and then wrote Raising Race Consciousness, the Mother's Manual, and did all my healing work and blah, blah. Then it came time, now I'm in Florida, And I'm on this book writing journey right now. And so I pulled out my notes, and I realized it can't only be about race. It has to be about sexism, genderism, religionism, ageism. What am I leaving out? Culturism, classism, you name it, that's an ism, okay? And I'm going to look to say this in a really elegant way. I'm somebody my whole life who has been impulsed to live on the highest plane. Do I always succeed? No, I'm a person and I'm growing and evolving. Do I correct when I make a mistake? You betcha. So, I will say that as a result of the presidential election, we have, and I am going to say this, so here we go, in the White House and other people, in other positions, people I literally consider sociopaths that are traipsing all over the rights of human beings, that are looking to trash this planet and harm people. So this book, and remember, I'm a healer. So in this book, we actually start with, what are we? And I take it to really, what are we? And my premise is we're beings of light. We all come from Source, whatever you want to call Source, God, Goddess, Allah, Great Spirit, Oshun, Yeshua, whatever someone wants to call it, okay, the great beyond, the field of unlimited possibilities, the universe, all that. And many people can get stuck in ego and have what my guys call live through ego games or dysfunctional ego, and they don't get anywhere. Everyone that I've ever met, including me, can have internal dialogue, which is all that trash talk that goes on inside. You're no good, I'm not good, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too dumb, I'm too this, I'm not enough that, all that. So when any of us listen to that and operate from that, we harm ourselves and others. So, time to go beyond that. So I address that stuff, and I address the denied part of who any of us might be. And in the book, I've incorporated the entire seminar in one way, shape, form, or another. It's in there, plus other information, from other people who have done amazing things, including Jane Elliott and other people, and show that there's not one group on this planet that has it all together. So it isn't about this group or that group or the other group or this one's better. None of that. It's all about each human being who reads the book, looking within, and seeing through doing any of the exercises or what pops up to them as they read might need clearing and shifting. So it's done in a loving way because I'm a healer. And then now and then, and I've done my best to clear this, there's a little stick that wants to just poke a little, like, look at this, so that we can all be operating on a higher frequency. I mean, I frankly have always loved, I just love that our species comes in so many colors and shades and hair textures. I think it's phenomenal. I find that one of our biggest blessings. That some people have issues with that has always been a little strange to me. So I address where that can be coming from. Plus, I interviewed about 7 different people, and so I have their input and their take on it also. So it's meant to cause shift. I'd like to see it in schools, and it'll come out first as a PDF. If I'm funded, it'll come out as a book and a print book. But other than that, it'll be PDF, and anyone will be able to get it. It's going to be at a very, very, very reasonable price, and that's it. And is it germane now? Oh, yeah. Very much so. Very much so.
So this book, Raising Race Consciousness, Healing Racism, Sexism, and Other Isms, you say it's you also have a seminar that you created that you have incorporated into the book. So you talked about some exercises people can do. Could you just give me an example of maybe one or two of the exercises somebody might do while they're reading this book and working on themselves?
Okay. So I don't have it in front of me, so I'll give you it from memory. And
Okay.
I've labeled the ones like exercise 1 and the name of it, exercise 2 and the name of it. But I'll give you some parts of it like that I pulled from the seminar.
Okay.
And some of it would be like looking at race. Some of it would be looking at one's attitude about this sex or that gender, blah, 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 blah. So it'll literally be, well, and they can write right in the book. Okay, and I recommend someone having a notebook, whether it's a paper notebook or a computer notebook or any other doodad that might come along in terms of technology. Okay, I'm still a paper and pen kind of person, and I use as much recycled as I can. To say it's about race, there'll be a question, and this is for the person. No one's going to look at this. No one gets a grade on this. This is for someone to look at their own self. What do you think of your own coloration? What do you think of your own quote-unquote race? And they get to look, and they get to write. What do you think or feel about somebody that looks different than you? And they get to write. What have you been shown about whatever it might be? And they get to write. But before we get to those parts, there's already been the chapters about what are we? What are we anyway? How have we been conditioned? Do we really start all over here, or did we start somewhere else? What in the world are we? And so as the people do this, they start to get in touch with some of what's going on inside, that there are a lot of people who don't want to look at it. They think, well, this is the way it is, and that's it, and the story, without doing any self-examination or self-feeling. Or how do you feel when you see blah, 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 blah? What goes on inside you? Is this the way you'd like to stay? What can you do differently? And then I give ideas. And so if somebody goes through the various processes in the book, and I do recommend they do it, they will grow. How they will grow is up to them. How much they will grow is up to them. It's unlimited possibility. And if someone goes, I don't want to grow at all, well, then they're probably not going to read my book. But if somebody goes, I don't think I need to grow, and they start reading the book, they're going to have aha moments. My editor, and you know my editor, Sean, has said she'd like to see this in schools. She feels it would be good with some people who have some issues about who they are. We even talk about the different colors and how different people in a particular grouping may have looked at the different colorations within that grouping. I address such things as white privilege. I address such, and I define it. I address such stuff as black victimization. I address such stuff as, quote unquote, I don't see color, which I think is funny and silly. I address such stuff as light-colored black, because to me there is no such thing. There's mixed race. I address that whole concept. I address sexism. I address genderism. I address xenophobia. More of the focus is on racism, and the other is also brought in. And why is it important? Look at the planet. Look at our country. Look at the way a lot of people still hold the creator of all, by whatever language, whatever anyone may want to use. There are still many people who really think it's a he. It's a he. So I said to someone who I met on a plane, really lovely woman, and I said, because she was asking me, I said, how could it only be a he? If all of that was only a he, there's no template for a she. And we have she's and he's and in-betweens and stuff that we don't even know what's coming next. I mean, this whole transgender is something that took me by surprise in terms of how many people are. So we don't know, and I'm a psychic, we don't know what our species might be coming up with in the next 20, 30 years. We don't know what's going to happen when we actually are on other planets, and we will be, and how we as a species may morph in some kind of way or not morph, or what kind of quality is going to be particularly important. And we don't know which particular grouping of talents and gifts and abilities that already exist now and will be flowering more might help us get wherever we're going. And because I am a psychic, and I've seen clients now professionally for how long? 37 years. And did seminars in New York, and I do seminars here, and I do class and stuff like that. So I've gotten to see that people have talents and gifts you wouldn't even believe. There are gifts that aren't written up about because different people have them. And so it has been my absolute blessing to be able to empower and encourage somebody with the gift that they have, because it's needed. It's needed. I mean, I had a client, she hated this gift. I had a client who would have certain dreams sometimes. And this particular kind of a dream would show somebody, and it was somebody she would know. These weren't common dreams. And within 2 or 3 weeks, a couple of weeks, that person would leave the earth plane. And she told me, I hate that dream, that gift. Because I told her it was a gift. She didn't call it that. So I said, what do you do when you have it? She said, nothing. It just blah, blah, blah. I said, how about, since you know these people, you would have a conversation with them to find out where they are in their life and encourage them in the most loving way to create completion. And because that's what one could do with that gift. She said, I didn't want to keep the gift. And if someone really, 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 really does not want to keep a gift, then you do a prayer and you ask for it to be taken away. Do I recommend that? No. However, it's a free choice. So, I mean, I had clients with gifts that are amazing. They were able almost to see beyond, not just medical intuitive. And I have a little of that can just look at somebody and it's like an x-ray and they can see what's going on with them. I mean, what a wonderful gift that is. So there were many, many more. There were many more. I had people that they could build things that don't even exist. And because I did readings for them, I was shown stuff that I did my best to explain. And they understood what I was talking about. And the particular gifts I would see in some of them, they're going to be inventors in the here and now and in the future, making things that no longer exist, that just don't exist, that's needed. So our species is amazing. So in terms of raising race consciousness, for any group to think it's automatically better or worse because of its color, its sex, its sexual orientation, its religion, the country it's born in, the kind of money it has or doesn't have. No. We don't know who's got what gift and what ability that's going to be important. Never mind that we're all from the same source. We're at different levels, that's for sure. There are older souls and younger souls. There are ancient souls. There's certainly more evolved souls and less evolved souls, that's for sure. So we have to recognize that. And it's foolish, in my personal opinion, to give a less evolved soul a lot of power if they don't know how to handle it.
Makes sense to me, Audrye. It is so phenomenal. I'm listening to you, and it seems to make perfect sense to me when you're talking about raising not only race consciousness, but the racism, sexism, the gender, because it's so amazing to me how accepting so many people are of others, and then how unaccepting other people are in the world, and how they just can't let go even when they see that they're wrong. It's like they can't let go of that, and they'll fight for their wrongness, to the end. And I see that a lot in the world today, that people won't back down, even though they know, I think I made a mistake. They won't back down from that. So I'm really looking forward to all of your books, and actually your What If You Are and Life Is Miraculous coloring book. I want that book for my grandchildren. I have a 7 and a 14-year-old, and I just love the words and the fact that you can have this really positive conversation with children and people of any age, while you're giving them these amazing, powerful words. They're not only learning about how wonderful they are, but they're learning a great vocabulary at the same time. And, of course, the mission behind the book being printed on the 100% post-consumer recycled paper. So you've woven into every single one of your books, you've woven in these, like, practical life lessons and thought-provoking things that will raise people's vibrations and consciousness and help them become. I just got goosebumps, so I must be saying something that's true.
Thank you.
It's really amazing. So tell me, Audrey, where can we find out more about what you're doing now, and give me some ways to connect with you?
Okay, so the new website, which is going to be, the new website is Audrey Now, AudryeNow.com. And it should be up. We're doing this on Cinco de Mayo. Okay.
Yep, Cinco de Mayo.
Yep. So we're targeting the end of this month, although definitely by the summer solstice, June 21st. And you can sign in right now. People are actually asking for readings. I mean, I definitely do readings, okay? So that's how you could reach me. I have a Facebook page. Oh, God, I don't want you on my regular. I'm going to be creating, or someone's going to help me do this, a public person page. So look for Audrye, last name Arbe, Arbe. There's also on Facebook, I have What If ABC. That's the book. That's the one about the book. And then there's the Mother's Manual Circle, I think was underlined between. My other website is Goddess Heart Water, and that talks about Kangen water, which is a special kind of water that when people drink it, and I'm a distributor for the machines, people are getting healed of cancer and many other horrible conditions, because the water creates changes in the body, and the body will heal itself, and this is real, people. I will give you my email, and I'll give you my toll-free number. I'm a real person. I have a cell phone. Okay. I'd rather not give that one yet. So this is not some scammy thing. This is a real number. You will get me.
I know you're real. I'll vouch for you, Audrey. People know I'm real, so I'll vouch for you, Audrey.
Okay, so that number is 888-757-3223. And the reason I have that is because it's 1-888-75-PEACE, P-E-A-C-E. And I love how the numbers ended up playing out. I thought it was interesting. My regular email, oh, God, I get so many emails. My email is going to be Audrey@audreynow.com, Audrye. My regular email, although I'm going to tell you, you could get lost in that. I get hundreds of emails, and I'm not always able to keep up. So my regular email is Audrey, I'm being told not to give that, so I'm not going to give that. So, because it's not going to be my professional email. So the best way
Audrey at audreynow.com, right?
Yeah, Audrey, it's going to be Audrey at audreynow.com. I think I have a Gmail, which I forgot what it is. It might be, since it shows you how much I use Gmail, it might be audreynow@gmail. I'll give you my regular email, but if somebody writes to me at that, put something in the subject line that says, heard you on the radio, heard you with Tammy, something, so I'm going to actually notice it. And that one is audre22@aol.com. And again, 888-757-3223, and call from a real phone. Someone calls from some kind of magic jack. I don't get a number on that, and I can't call anyone back, so don't use a magic jack. Call from a real phone, and I will get back to you. But sign in and send me an email through audreynow.com, audreyenow.com. And I have a YouTube channel that I'll be revving up and all that, youtube.com/audreynow.
Okay, so Audrey Now is the key to get a hold of you. If you can just remember the AUDRYE now.com. And believe me, with this interview, your photograph will be seen, so people will be able to match your face no matter where they find you. So, Audrey, before I let you go, is there anything you would like to leave our listeners with?
Thank you for asking that, and thank you for this whole opportunity. I want to make sure I get that in. Thank you so much, Tammy. Yeah, people, I want everyone to really know the light, divine love that we all have within us is always stronger than anything else. So in the times that we are in, no matter what is going on, and we can all be triggered, any of us, it is important to have a daily practice, and I do teach this stuff. I do classes and stuff on this, of breathing techniques and meditation and centering and lifting. Because no matter what it may seem like out there, the light and divine love is stronger. We have to have that readily available within us, which we do, that we can tap into and evolve. And everyone has this. Everyone. Bless you, and thank you so much, Tammy. Thank you so much. And a big hug to all the listeners. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. This is Tammy Patzer. Go make it a beautiful day.
You've been listening to Women Innovators with Tammy Patzer. To learn more, please go to womeninnovatorsradio.com. And please do subscribe and share to spread the big messages and big missions to change the world.